That other guy is joining us, by the way. Ed, by the way, is a part-time freelance senior contributor for Forbes. He is a Detroit-based reporter who covers auto and mobility. He's covered the stand-up strikes against the Detroit 3 automakers by the UAW. He has covered urban air mobility and the rise of autonomous trucking. He led auto coverage at CNN as its Detroit bureau chief from '89 to 2001 and headed Fiat Chrysler's digital communications from 2005 to 2016. When he wasn't doing that, he actually established his bona fides at the University of Arizona, where he earned his master's in journalism, and he currently hosts. You pointed to you. What you got?
Oh, I was just going to say that Ed wrote an article for Forbes called EV Sales on Verge of Acceleration, Studies Predict. But boy, when Ed kind of goes through all of the details and pulls all of these numbers out, it's pretty confusing. Ed, good morning. Welcome back.
Hey, good morning. Hey, great to be back. I appreciate the invite, as always.
I'm just going to kind of I want to set up something here and maybe have you jump in, okay? This is kind of what I'm getting out of what you wrote. Prices are down on EVs, electric vehicles. Prices are down. Incentives are up. But then there are caps on the incentives in terms of, well, you can't buy one that's too expensive, and then you get no thing. We got tax credits. Now we have electric companies themselves offering rebates on charging stations. Do you need help? Do you need professional help in buying one of these cars so you can get all of the deals? I mean, yikes. Is it a yikes kind of a situation?
It's to buy any vehicle right now is a yikes sort of situation because things are changing so quickly. So I wrote that story a few weeks ago, and things have changed since then.
Yeah.
So now that the big bill has passed, the tax incentives are due to go away. So that's some incentive for people to buy EVs that's not going to be there. I mean, that $7,500 was the difference for some people of whether or not they were going to take the plunge.
Mm-hmm.
There was also a loophole for people who are leasing EVs. That's going to go away. So the government's not going to offer you any help coming up to buy an EV. The other problem is that when the import tariffs were first announced earlier in the spring, people panicked. They went out and bought vehicles in much, much higher volume of all sorts, whether they were EVs or internal combustion engine vehicles, to try to beat any price increase that all the pundits were saying was going to happen right away as soon as the import tariffs were imposed. Well, the president is playing games with this and going back and forth. Okay, we'll do this country, now we'll start, now we won't start for a while. And what's happened is there's a ton of vehicles on dealer lots that are unsold. So prices now are basically stabilizing. It's a very confusing situation. So the people that bought ahead, did they do so foolishly because the prices didn't go up as quickly as people thought, or did they, in fact, beat an eventual price increase? So you're right. You can scratch your head until it starts bleeding because it's hard to figure out exactly what's going on because it keeps changing so quickly.
I wanted to kind of follow that up. Hey, Ed, good morning and welcome back. It's great to have you back. I wanted to kind of ask you in regards to, in your own crystal ball, this makes it impossible for people to actually plan. That's the biggest issue here. And, at first it seemed like, well, the plan is to buy ahead and to get ahead of these prices. But now that we understand the pattern is no pattern, that it becomes a matter of, do you see this? And like I said, you can say, I don't know, is a fine answer. But do you see this as an ongoing kind of thing where the economy remains kind of stuck in neutral because nobody wants to play a guessing game when they don't know what the policy is going to be week from week?
It is a guessing game, totally a guessing game. As a journalist, and all auto journalists, we depend on these economists, these analysts, these pundits to give us perspective on the numbers that we see. And it's funny when way back in the 70s when I was getting my journalism master's, we had to read a book, a little skinny book, it's still in print, called How to Lie with Statistics. And you can make numbers say whatever you want them to say if you express them in your own way. And I think that's what's happening. You have people that are expressing numbers either optimistically, pessimistically, or blue sky, like, hey, it's going to be great. And the fact is that things are so confusing now, no one is right.
Things are so confusing right now that there's a background noise that is going over and over again. We're trying to kind of figure out what exactly it is. We have no idea.
The mac and cheese is done.
I mean, I'm telling you right now, we can't. What is that, Dre? You hear that? That's a crazy sound happening during Ed's interview.
All right, well, we're going to finish that.
That's a sound I've never heard before.
I have never heard that before,
life.
by the way. That is the
crazy.
unpredictability of the market manifesting itself as a sound effect. That's a.
Yeah.
So one of the things too, Ed. Well, there we go. One of the things too is that the gist is that the hype is that you got all of these technical problems with batteries, and then you have the range. The range thing is about trucking, and even in trucking, it's not really true because all trucks don't go cross country. The ones that work in the towns are fine, So.
Yeah.
Range and stuff like that and availability of charging doesn't seem to be the motivating factor or the decision factor for people buying EVs. It's the price. It just comes down to the price, and the rest of it is okay. Is that kind of accurate now?
It's a little bit of both, honestly. In the beginning, the automakers introduced really expensive electric vehicles. You look at the Hummer electric SUV and pickup truck, magnificent vehicle, but it's $120,000 by the time you're done. And GM was putting out the Cadillac. So the Cadillac, they're beautiful vehicles, but hugely expensive. Who wants to spend $75,000, $80,000, $100,000 for a vehicle? When they had the Chevy Bolt, which was affordable, they took it out of production. But there's going to be a new one. So slowly but surely, though, and I'm using GM because they have the widest product line of anyone, they're starting to produce EVs across their product line that will meet more people's budgets. So the price differential is starting to go away where you've almost, in some body styles, have parity between EVs and an ICE vehicle.
Yeah.
Range, though, people are still freaked out by range, thinking they're going to go on a family trip and run out of juice. You
need
think
a
about
AAA triptych to tell you where.
Yeah. I mean, you can't call a tow truck with a gallon of electricity to pour in your car like you can, right?
Yeah. Well, we talked to NACFE about that as well, the idea about how the strategies for making sure there were recharging stations on the way. Ed, you got to promise to come back. We're actually going to have you on, I promise you, for one of our 30-minute segments at the end of this show so that we can just have an in-depth conversation, because every time we get you on, it is dynamic, and we can't wait to get you back. Thank you, man.
Thanks so much. Always a pleasure. Anytime.
And happy Bastille Day.
Happy Bastille
from the
Day.
Degas House in New Orleans.
It's Degas House in New Orleans. Well said, Dave, by the way.